Previously on the Damage Guild podcast.
You do make it back to where you last saw the campsite. As soon as they see Danette, they get all excited and start running towards you. Oh, I was so worried, Danette. Tell me, are you alright? Yes, these men here saved me. They killed all of the bandits. Is there anything that we can do for you?
I could think of about maybe 50 things you could do for us.
We could ask them for a ride.
Apologies, sirs, but the inn is closed for the day. If you want a meal, I might be able to scrounge something up.
That would be wonderful. We would gladly accept a nice warm meal. I just run upstairs. I knock on the first door that I see. The brilliant dawn follows the deepest night.
The only response you hear is, now's not the time.
I think we have to wait till midnight to say the passcode.
That makes sense. Let's do that.
Yeah.
I walk up to the front door of the Oakfeld Felled Oak Inn, made of oak, and I raise my hand tremblingly, and I knock. We've been basically building up to this moment since pretty much like episode 1. This is huge. This is crazy.
And this is episode 95, I think.
Yeah. So
good night.
Everything we've done up until this moment has led us here.
That's right.
It's time to find out what these guys are really up to.
Uh-huh. That's right.
And with that, Azlo knocks.
The eye slit slides open. Unfortunately, you're too low to see much through it. You hear a gruff, growly voice asking, "What do you need in the middle of the night?"
Aslo makes an intelligence check to remember the password. Brian makes an intelligence check to remember the password.
For those listening, it was actually about 15 minutes since they just repeated this over and over.
Oh no.
I say the brilliant dawn comes before the deepest night.
Are you villainizing Brian's memory? I think you have a beautiful memory, Brian.
Oh no.
And I give you bardic inspiration.
That's what you say. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
The eye slit slides closed, and you hear some stomping inside, receding away from the doorway.
Cripes.
Not stomping, but heavy footfalls.
Okay.
I have to get it exactly right.
Yeah, I didn't. I go back out to the other guys. I say, guys, I messed it up. What is it? Remind me again.
Dang it, I should have done it first. I should have gone first. All right, forget this. I shove Azlo aside and I go up to the door and knock.
Wait, maybe one of us should go with Azlo, because they're going to remember him, and then, we can kind of be like, yeah, I forgot it, but, I'm here with my party.
You guys do what you want if you want to go up as a duo.
But if he goes alone to the door...
Well, then go as a duo.
They're going to be like, it's you again.
Okay, go as a duo. I will take the lead.
All right, well, I'm listening.
So you're trying to stay close enough so that you can hear it and remember?
Yeah, I'm listening in, because Tokas forgets it too.
All right, how long do you wait before Shabba goes up to the door?
How long do I wait before going up to the door?
Yeah, after Azlo comes back, how long do you want to wait?
3 minutes.
Okay. It's getting closer to midnight, but you go up to the door and knock.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, the eye slit slides open, and you hear the same thing. What do you need in the middle of the night?
The brilliant dawn follows the deepest night.
Then, without a word, the eye slit slides shut again, and the door unlatches and opens. The one opening it is this towering man, you think? He's probably between 9 and 10 feet tall.
Jeez.
Wow.
Aside from his face, he's completely shrouded in robes and cloaks. He seems to have a human face, although something about it just looks off. Like, maybe the skin is sagging a little bit in a couple of places, and it's got a weird grayish tint to it.
Whoa, is he stooped over? I assume the ceiling is not 10 feet high in here.
Well, in the common room, the ceiling goes up basically to the roof.
Okay, so you enter directly into the common room. There's not
Yes.
a hallway going into it. Okay. All right,
So he's not stooped.
Okay. I don't do anything that's like weird or out of the ordinary. I just walk normally in. And
Shabba, what's gotten into you?
find a place around the side of the ring.
In addition to him, you see one other cloaked man standing at the far end of the common room, next to where the fireplace was. The fire is out, and the area has been cleared, and it looks like there's a staircase descending from the bottom of the fireplace.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
The man smiles at you, says, "Welcome, brother. Altoria watch over you." He makes some sort of gesture with his hand waving in front of him, but you're not sure if it's simply a greeting or if there's something more ritualistic about it.
I simply nod and begin to descend down the staircase.
He's also wearing a cloak matching yours, and you, in addition to that, you notice a red gemstone on his forehead, held in place with a small leather thong going around.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he looks at you and meets your eyes and says, "What region do you represent?"
The Ormagian region.
There have been a few others from Ormag as well.
Yes. We are quite numerous, especially in Inept.
He squints a little bit and says, "I see. Excuse me, I can see that you must be a new believer. Is this your first meeting?"
It is.
"Some of our ways may be unfamiliar, but you will learn them in time.
I hope to do so.
Please, right this way."
Thank you.
And he gestures towards the stairs.
Altoria be praised. And I descend.
The stairs lead down to a short passage with several doors along the walls. The stonework here looks old and well-worn, and it is stone rather than the wood that the rest of the building is made of. Symbols and artwork adorn the walls. Ahead of you, the tunnel leads to an archway opening out into a dimly lit room about 30 foot square. Inside, you see roughly 24 figures in dark cloaks like your own. The far end of the room features a stage of sorts with several boxes covered in a black cloth and a central podium flanked by 2 lit braziers, each releasing a strange green smoke that has already spread thinly throughout most of the room.
Whoa, green smoke.
Smoke gives off kind of a musky herbal scent.
I see you, Azlo. Did you just resist the chance to say...
Nope, not going to say it.
You're not going to say it.
Okay, fine. Green
smoke!
Alright, continue.
No, the smoke is green, not the flame.
Close enough.
Man, I try not to tremble in fear and excitement, and also because it's cold down here.
When you enter, one of the cultists is standing behind the podium with his arms raised up wide above him, looking upwards, reciting something, and I'll get to that after we deal with the other two.
Okay.
All right. Azlo, you ready to do this?
I'm ready.
The brightest shoot. Well, wait, Azlo's going first. I'll be fine. No! As I drop something. All right, Tokas brushes himself up. All right, I'm ready too.
So how long do you wait after he goes in?
We wait as long as possible, but not till midnight, because we don't want to miss the cutoff.
We'll wait till 5 minutes to midnight.
All right.
Isn't that a band?
Maybe. Real quick, just to clarify, isn't there a "the" at the beginning of the phrase?
Yeah.
Or we can't check that right now?
It's mostly that it follows rather than...
You can't check that right now.
So you go up and knock on the door, and you see the face once again, or you see what you can of these big eyes through the slit, and he repeats the same phrase. "What do you need in the middle of the night?"
Brilliant dawn follows the deepest night.
There is a "the" in there. I'm just going to let it go.
I knew it! That's why I asked you!
There's a "the."
I don't say that out loud. That was a Sean frustration moment. Because, it sounded weird without the "the" when you said it, Jay.
The was under your breath. We'll pretend.
Yeah, I did say "the."
Yeah, I heard it.
You did? Oh,
Yes.
I didn't hear it.
I definitely did say "the."
We'll just say that Tokas remembered it better than you did. You remembered that there was a "the." You got close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
You're led inside. The towering man next to you, who's literally 3 times your height, gives you kind of a stern look at Azlo.
I say, I'm sorry, I got nervous. This is my first meeting.
It's okay, he's with me.
He just gives a gruff grunt.
And says, freshman.
And then the greeter cultist also says basically the same thing to you. Welcome, brothers. Altoria, watch over you.
And also with you.
And Altoria, watch over you too.
Peace be with you, and also with
Also with you, yeah.
And which region do you represent?
We represent the Lollipop Guild. Wait, did I say that out loud? We represent Ormog.
That's funny because you're short.
Is that going to be in the episode title?
Oh man, that's great. Oh, that's so great.
Yellow Brick Road led us here. Dude, I was in the Lollipop Guild in our elementary school play. Yep.
Are we done for the night? Is that the end of the episode?
That's it. We're done. I feel like I remember Mom selling you those little curly shoes with the bells on the end for that Lollipop Guild thing. Oh yeah,
Yellow and green leggings and stuff.
yeah.
Do you have pictures of this? That could go up on the Discord.
I really wish.
By the way, we have a community where we post silly pictures of us in curly shoes called Discord. If you want to get to the Discord, go to www.thedamageguild.com, and at the top with social, mouse over that and it'll drop down. Click Discord and you'll get a free invite to our Discord server where you can talk with other believers of the Damage Guild podcast.
Believers / listeners. We'd love to see you there.
Oh, man.
Okay, so you say you represent Ormog.
Yes.
He furrows his brow a little bit at that and said, "Did you perhaps travel with the brother who just entered?"
We traveled here alone. We're not that out of character. That's our story, right? right, Sean?
Yeah, it's just you and me.
Yeah, we're here. It's just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Interesting. Very well then. And you are also newcomers, it seems.
We are. It's true.
Is this also your first meeting?
Yes, it is.
Some things may be strange to you, but you will grow accustomed to our dealings in time. I will be accompanying you as the meeting is about to begin. Right this way.
Very well.
He leads you down the stairs, and you get to the same point. Shabba, you've been listening to several of these cultists going up to the stand and reciting this exact same thing over and over again. "O great Emperor, we, thy devoted followers, pledge ourselves once again to thy great and righteous cause. We thank thee that we are wise and can see the true light which is in thee and no other. We thank thee that when this land is purged of all unworthiness, that we, and we alone, shall remain in thy great presence, ready to rebuild the world through thy command. We work unceasing to bring about thy return, and know that when thou dost once again rule in triumph, we shall be rewarded beyond measure. We know our cause is just, and that when the time is at last come, all our enemies shall be destroyed before us, and the foul creatures of the underworld shall return from whence they came. We ever pray for thy swift return, and dedicate all our efforts to bringing about thy rule, and restoring the world to its proper order. May Altoria reign evermore and bring light to the shadows." So,
Dang.
it seems like only certain of the cultists are actually giving this, and others are kind of staying in the back. After you've seen several people recite this, one other cultist who seems like they might be a leader of sorts steps up to the stand and begins to address the group. All those who were speaking before had that similar red gem on their forehead, whereas this figure is wearing a mask with a long pointed beak covering his face from the nose up.
Dude.
Sermon time. Good thing we got that full rest in.
My people, it has been many months since last we met together, and there is much to discuss. The time steadily approaches when our efforts shall finally be rewarded. The relics are beginning to be uncovered at last. Already, our leader sits upon the ancient throne. The crowd raises their arms to that and responds with a resounding, "Long life to Sharakath!"
Long life to Sharakath!
Long life to Sharakath!
Sharakath! Sharakath!
The leader resumes. Of course, the invasion of Waspel is well underway. Once our orcish legions have cleared the path, we will be able to continue our search for the crown unhindered.
Dude.
The last clue to its location could be within our grasp in a matter of weeks. And with each battle fought, our allies grow in number, thanks to the power of our great high priest. And the cultist reaches into his robe and pulls out a large black crystal about the size of his fist.
Dang.
Oh, do we feel our life energy leave our bodies?
Just looking at the crystal causes your stomach to twist uncomfortably. You can barely hold back a gagging sensation. The rest in the crowd bow their heads as if in reverence.
Oh, we also bow.
We do the same.
We also do that.
After a few seconds, the leader puts the crystal away and the uneasy feeling leaves. And as for the scepter, our colleagues' searches in the Great Desert will locate it eventually. It is only a matter of time.
Oh no, they're combing the desert.
They're combing the desert. We ain't found
Anything.
What are you doing? We're combing the desert.
I've only seen that movie once, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that one scene, man, it sticks with you.
How did they get such a big comb?
No, dude.
Is that a Winnebago?
One of the many mysteries of Mel Brooks.
Right?
I already know what two of the spoilers without context images are going to be for the episode.
Right.
Yeah, we have. I almost feel like we do that now just to help Seth out. Like something that's actually searchable.
Super memeable.
Yeah.
By the way, if you didn't know, the Damage Guild is on many different social platforms where we post the lovingly crafted spoilers without context that Seth creates for each new episode that's released. You can kind of use that picture as a reference while you listen to the episode to try to find where those things happen, and then comment.
Yeah, and you may get that one for this episode, but you're not going to get the other two. So good luck.
Good luck.
Well, now Seth can't use it if we have my little promo there.
Yeah, exactly. There probably won't even be one of them.
Yeah.
So he's continuing his speech. And by the way, are you three standing together, or did you head off to Shabba's at one end and the other two of you are somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm in my own spot.
Yeah, Azlo and I are together. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the meantime, we must do all we can to destroy our enemies and slay those who would thwart us. Ervek and the Glenhammer dwarves have fielded their armies and have already eliminated most of our corpse blood soldiers in the Verdant Ridge. This is no great loss to us, but the speed with which they responded to the threat bears notice. We must be sure to watch them closely in the future. Dionysia was much slower to react, but has recently regained control of its territory and begun to clear out Pilshire and rid their western lands of our magic, though this too is of little concern to us, as the efficacy of our methods has already been proven beyond doubt, and the sacrifice of their countrymen provided us with the energy we needed to restore the glory of the throne, at least in some small measure, and to sustain the war in Waspel. Our researchers are continuing their experiments to unlock even greater powers, and with each discovery we grow in strength and closer to our ultimate goal. You're kind of shifting nervously, and the rest of the crowd is
excited,
looking
in rapt attention and all excited hearing this news.
We try to pretend to have excitement.
Yay! Destroying the world, yay!
It's my favorite thing.
However, it seems as though a few groups have begun to take notice of our actions. Ormog in particular is proving dangerous despite all its claims of neutrality. They seem to be using their so-called Adventurers Guild to investigate us and attempt to counter our movements. Any members of the Sapphire Saber are to be eliminated should the opportunity present itself.
I hide my badge. I make sure that nobody can see my badge.
Crap! I knew I forgot something, and I unpin it from the outside of my cloak and put it in my pocket.
And then it drops to the ground and scatters across the floor.
You're like, no, I have to.
And then I'm like crawling through people's legs trying to get it, and every time I touch it, it skitters across.
Someone else kicks it again.
Yeah. Oh no!
This Goliath, like, nudging people's legs aside.
And you guys see from across the room, you're like standing up on a step and you just see people going, whoa, whoa. Like a little wave of people.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, but for real, it would already be under your cloak.
Yes.
True.
Yeah. But that is a good point. I will, since I'm under my cloak, I'll just like unpin it and put it away.
We do the same. Why didn't we think to do that before?
Yeah, I don't know.
Be careful not to draw undue attention, or it could make things even worse for us. One party especially has been showing an interest in us and a surprising level of competence in fighting against us.
Surprising level. I love that.
I try not to laugh. He said competence. Oh wait, no, you're not there.
Not long after our experiment in Pillshire, adventurers tracked down one of our labs on the Narmek River and destroyed it.
Boo, we saved it.
Fortunately, our researcher managed to escape safely and relay descriptions of his assailants. But alas, he was forced to abandon his work, slowing our progress considerably. Soon after, one of our scouts reported a group with matching descriptions that led in the defense of a small farming town in Ormog. While the attack itself was inconsequential, if these adventurers can turn back our armies and protect what should have been a defenseless village, they deserve continued observation. They disappeared for a short while, but one of our trackers located them once again near the southern Eranth border. Their attempt to deal with them met with failure and resulted in the loss of some of our shadowhounds. Anyone who encounters this group is advised to be cautious, but eliminate them if at all possible. The group consists of one Goliath, a tall humanoid wearing furs and wielding a bow, a gnomish warrior equipped with shield and sword, as well as a number of strange gadgets, and a halfling skilled with both swords and magic. They seem especially interested in our movements as well, and will likely continue to undermine our actions going forward until they are removed. The greeter person who followed you in, you notice he looks over towards you. Towards Azlo and Tokas.
I was afraid of that. Oh no.
I stand on my tiptoes a little bit more to appear a little bit taller. I use those tender toes to my advantage.
Oh no, you're rolling dice.
He steps out of his position in the group and walks around the outside up towards the stand where the leader is speaking.
What?
The man stops as this unexpected interruption comes up, and the greeter whispers something into his ear.
Azlo, do something.
Let me see what I have here.
We should have been separate. We should have all been separate. Why did we go to the door together? You should just disappear.
I can do that. I'm just trying to see if there's a way to like prevent him from saying anything. I can't cast silence. I mean, if I cast any spells, they'll see me doing it. Whoever's around me.
But can't you cast invisibility at least? Because you disappear even though.
Yeah. Ooh.
Like, no, it'll invalidate what he's about to say to the guy. Like, he'll be like, hey, look at those two over there, and then you're not there. It's just me.
But also, everyone around us will watch me disappear. The good news is I can target one additional creature for each slot used to cast this above second. So I could grab you, but I think that's like a last-ditch effort kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, they're about to point at us, and then we can't really disappear, dude.
We're about to be in a ditch, Azlo, so I think we need to make this effort.
Do you want to risk us not having the opportunity to disappear? It looks like they're not suspicious of Shabba.
That's true. Hold on, let me make sure there's nothing else I can do here. I mean, hypnotic pattern might hypnotize some of them, but maybe not all of them. Thunder waves, probably not a good idea. It would be fun, but...
Invis is your best shot.
Yeah. So yeah, as soon as I see him leaning over to whisper to the guy, I reach over, grab Tokas' arm, and cast invisibility.
The Damage Guild Podcast. Recommended by 4 out of 5 Eldritch Abominations.
Well, hell, if it isn't another mid-roll by the Damage Guild. I don't know where Brian and Jay got the idea that we should start doing voices like we're some sort of country bumpkin. But you know what? It is kind of fun to do a whole mid-roll trying to sound like some sort of southern twang hillbilly. You know, the reason we do what we do is we really love what we do, and I hope that you guys feel that as we record and have these adventures together. If you really like our content, the best thing you can do is tell somebody. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your cat. Let them know how much you really love the Damage Guild podcast. But if you want to take our relationship to the next level, go on over to www.patreon.com/damageguild and check out that sweet little video that we got going on there. If you want to see me in a robe and all sorts of acting strange, we got lots of bonus episodes and all sorts of nice things that we want to give to you. If only you'll consider signing up and being part of the Sapphire Sabres. Well, I guess Spit and Sam's gotta head on home and start working on my records. I'm gonna follow in the footsteps of Azlo and be some sort of musician, if that's how he pronounces it. But listen, you enjoy the rest of that there Damage Guild podcast, okay? See ya!
You are listening to the Damage Guild podcast.
This is so good.
Alright, so the two of you vanish into the darkness. Roll perception on a few of the people around you.
And I say, we need to get out of here. Let's go.
Surprisingly, none of them seem to react. You're well below their sight lines, and they're all kind of focused on what's happening on the sand.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like anyone noticed you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get going, I agree.
Yeah, let's go. And we immediately start making our way towards the door.
Shabba can finish the meeting. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, sounds good.
So as you start to withdraw, the leader shouts out, "Seal the entrance!"
Oh, no.
We run.
It appears as though there are spies among us. We have the chance now to deal with this threat. Before they escape, we must find them, root them out, and destroy them.
Oh my goodness.
Begin the search.
As he's finishing saying that, we're running.
So yeah, you're running towards the doors. You run down the passageway, up the steps. He shouts to seal the entrance. And you see the big, beefy guy never was actually down in the meeting. And he's still up by the door. And when that command is given, he moves to stand in front of it and blocks the exit.
All right, we're going to nutmeg him, go under the legs.
I say, no, the back entrance. Let's go.
Okay.
We wheel around and go out to the back door.
And you hear footsteps of other people starting to run down the hallway searching for you. Shaba, what are you doing?
I'm pretending to look for the spies. They've got to be around here somewhere. Get them. Find them. We'll sacrifice them to Altoria if it's the last thing we do. I'll burn them alive at the stake.
And then I'll eat the steak, because I love steak. It's really good.
That's my favorite part. We're in big trouble.
You run into the kitchen, and so you see, the piles of dirty dishes and whatever all stacked up from dinner. You find the door off to the side and run straight towards that. However, it seems to be locked when you get there. It's got like an actual padlock on it. So you'll need to pick the lock if you're trying to get out, or do something else.
It's locked from the inside?
There's a padlock on the inside, yes.
Oh, huh.
If only we knew some sort of way to unlock things.
Yeah, if only you had a spell.
Yeah, if only I had a spell that also didn't cause me to not be invisible anymore.
But I'll still be invisible, won't I?
No.
The spell ends.
The spell ends.
Well, actually,
Yeah,
no. He would still be invisible, because Knock's not a concentration spell.
Invisibility says, the spell ends if the target attacks or casts a spell.
The spell ends with respect to that creature.
If the target. You are one of the two targets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you would become visible. He wouldn't, if you wanted to cast it.
Interesting.
Okay, well, yeah, in that case, since it's a padlock, I will definitely cast Knock.
I'll run recon. I'll be in the hallway, seeing who's coming.
It doesn't look like this lock is built in and meant to be part of the door, that it would commonly be used like this, but someone stuck it there for extra security.
For just tonight?
Yeah, I don't think we have time to sit there and pick it. That takes, minutes,
Okay, so you cast Knock, which gives an audible knock.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should silence into knock combo. Or by we, I mean you. You're all of our spells.
Can I do all of those things?
Can you?
I guess I could, actually.
Silence would end the invisibility because that's also concentration.
That's true.
And in order to cast knock, you'd have to be outside of the silence, I think.
Yeah, how does that work? But doesn't the sound source come from the lock, not the caster?
Knock does have verbal components, yeah.
I think we've done this before. When we fought the Quaggoths, we did some sort of...
That's right. Knock is a ranged spell, so you could cast it from outside. The sound wouldn't be heard if it was silenced.
Yeah, but his words will be audible.
Is there a window anywhere? Like, didn't this place have a bunch of windows?
Just want us to break a window?
It does have windows.
Yeah, just either open a window or break one. Seems a lot easier.
Yes, okay, so first question, how close do we hear the closest people right now?
You think you hear them running up the stairs, which would put them at maybe 30 feet away?
Okay, so they're definitely close, I don't know, it's not going to take them long to get here.
But they don't know that you're invisible, and they don't know where you are.
Yeah, let's hang on. Can we do a quick in perception? We want to look for another way out real quick before we do this combo.
Well, there are windows all around, 2 in the kitchen.
Okay, can we open the windows?
Yeah, we try that. Try a window.
I try to open one of the windows.
The shutter here is secured, but not in the same way that the door is. It's got like a bar going across that blocks it, but you lift up the bar and you can open up the shutters and should be able to climb outside from there.
Okay. All right, we throw open the window, push open the shutters, and climb out.
Is it a long way down?
No, we're on the first floor.
We're on the first floor, yeah.
Okay. Might be a long way down for us.
Close the window behind you.
We close the window.
Close the window behind us and stick together because we're still invisible.
But we can't close the shutters, can we?
You can't get them fully closed the way they were, but you could at least make it not obvious.
Yeah, we'll do something like that.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
And then we run off into the night.
Let's get out of here. We got the information.
Okay, and what direction are you? You're not sticking, or you are sticking together and just going somewhere out into the fields?
Let's just go.
We go back to where we camped.
The wilderness
during the day.
You can't see each other, so I guess you'd have to be holding hands this whole time.
Yeah, I did say that I reached over and grabbed his arm the first one. I was assuming that I was latched onto his arm the whole time.
Oh yeah, okay, so you're pulling my arm.
Yeah, I thought they were holding hands the whole time as they were running.
Okay.
Not holding hands. You grab my arm.
Tokas, It's okay to hold hands when you're running for your life.
Fine, we hold hands when we're running for our lives. Azlo, you're my best friend. Isn't that what you think of when you hold somebody's hand? All right, so let's get out of here.
All right, we run back toward the camp where we camped during the day.
Let's blow this popsicle stand.
All right, you'll make it back there eventually. In the meantime, Shabba, you're still in the inn.
Yep.
And everyone runs out. See some people like checking the doors in the hallway along the way. Some are spreading out into the rooms up above. Some go into the kitchen. They're just scouring the whole area.
Okay, I'll do the same. I'll just look around. I'll go upstairs and look under tables and lift up tablecloths and look behind the bar and grab a bottle of whiskey while I'm back there and take a few chugs, and then we'll keep looking.
Now, of note, in the description that they gave at the sermon, they did not mention Stripey.
That's true.
True. That's the joke. The joke's on them. He's the crime lord.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Stripey probably smells you guys, although he can't see you. He probably smells you running away.
Yeah.
Stripey would have been a lot smaller last time they saw him. At least most
That's
of
true.
them. So.
True.
Isn't he like right outside the inn? Where did you leave him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like been prowling around outside. He might smell you and run off toward the camp to rally up if he senses that there's something going on.
Well, Azlo, this went pretty poorly.
Yeah, I should have stayed split apart.
Really handy spell you got there.
Dude, I'm telling you, invisibility, man.
We got a lot of information, though.
It also didn't help that you messed up the password the first time.
Yeah.
Right.
That was, I think, what raised their hackles that got the suspicion in play.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, I don't know. If it had been in person, then it would have been moments later. But it was the fact that we took a break that I forgot.
No, it's fine. We're well, maybe not. Maybe you ruined us. I don't know. We'll find out.
You make it back to the camp, and everyone is still searching around inside the inn. They search inside for a few minutes, and then someone notices that the shutter had been opened and shouts out, they must have escaped out through here. And everyone goes outside, and it looks like they're trying to maybe follow the tracks or something.
I'll follow them outside.
One of them is bent down, examining footprints, and seems to be slowly leading around the inn and back in a familiar direction to you, Shabba.
I will kneel down beside him and say, "What do you think?" Which direction did they go? Are you like a ranger type of person?
I'm one of our skilled trackers. At the moment, it's headed off in that direction. He points off towards the woods.
I happen to be a bit of a tracker myself, and I would have to disagree with you. I think they went that-a-way.
Make a deception check.
All right.
Do you empath this guy?
I don't think that really helps me right now, but I got a 10.
Okay.
There's no reason to think they went that way. All the tracks are right here. Hold on. You look...
I look what? Shabba.
You look unduly large for one of our persuasion.
I've never met you before in my life. How could I look like anything to you? We're trying to find these guys. All right, if that's the direction you think they went, I'll defer to you, but I just want you to know I don't agree. Maybe you're a better tracker than I am. Let's go get him.
It seems while he was talking with you, he had some sort of suspicion when he looked at you.
Right.
You're not sure if he saw through your disguise or if that would even matter, since you don't recognize him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not acting in any way to implicate myself. I'm one of them as far as I'm concerned at this moment.
Yes, but you are also still a Goliath.
There are many Goliaths in the realms.
Not many in the cult, probably.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I'm a newbie. I'm a new recruit.
So anyway, he continues leading the group. After following away for a few minutes, one of the leaders says, "We should perhaps send some of our men to follow this track while the rest of us resume the meeting."
That is perhaps a good idea.
In light of recent events, I believe it best if only the leadership returns. They will inform their close followers in their local meetings later.
Understood. And I bow and I say, "Don't worry, Master. We'll find them."
Hail Altoria.
Altoria be praised.
Yeah, Altoria be praised.
The tracker stops after a minute and says, "This would be faster if I had my mount." And he moves over towards the stables.
Oh, he goes back?
Just a little bit. You're kind of near the inn and stable still.
Okay, how many of us are there in this search party that are going out?
Since all the leaders went back in, there's the one tracker here, you, and 10 others.
Okay.
They're not really trackers, they're just kind of there to be extra muscle in case they turned up anything.
Yeah.
When he goes back to the stables, the mount that he fetches is the black beast.
Uh-oh.
The one with 2 legs?
Yes.
And wings, most notably.
Who he leads outside by the reins. Yeah, you've never seen anything like this before, at least not this close. Or, I mean, obviously you've seen these things, but...
Right. So now that I'm up close, what do I see?
So it has kind of a mix between a horse-like and lizard-like face.
Okay.
It has short, stubby horns coming out the top. Its skin is covered in dull black scales along its back, and then fur in the front and on the wings and stuff. So it looks like some sort of weird abomination mix of creatures. Nothing natural.
All right.
Like a chimera.
Of sorts.
And it has a long lizard-like tail waving up behind it. It also has kind of an intelligence in its eyes.
So it walks upright, but he mounts it, and it starts flying?
It walks generally upright, kind of like 45-degree angle with head and neck going one direction, tail going out the bottom.
Okay.
And then he can mount on a special saddle that positions him up there.
Okay. Gotcha. Some sort of dragoon.
Like a wyvern or something. Or a drake.
He doesn't mount it right now, though. He directs it down towards the path that you're following, and it bends down and starts sniffing out the trail, much like a dog would.
And I say, what should we do? Should we fan out or remain in a group?
Best to spread out into groups. We don't want them to hit us with something when we're all grouped together.
Makes sense. They're very powerful.
Stay in groups of 3, spread out along this area, and just follow behind us.
All right. I grab 2 other people. Say, we're a group. We're a group right here. The 3 of us.
You're trying to take charge when you're the new person here.
I'm trying to show initiative and display my loyalty to the cult.
Yeah, but that would be like a weird twist of fate is like Azlo and I become runner refugees, but then like Shabba actually like never has a chance. You never have like a window of opportunity to escape. And so like, yeah, you become part of the cult. That's what's happening right now for the moment.
The tracking seems to be going much faster with this weird lizard beast following in the trail. It seems like they're going above a normal walking pace even.
So are we spreading out and just kind of like sweeping, or are people like fanning in different directions?
It seems like he has a pretty good bead on where the trail is, so everyone's staying relatively close to him, but it's like him and then 2 others behind him, and then another group of 3, 15 feet off to the right, and another group 15 feet off to the left, that sort of thing.
So staying in like a comb formation, not actually like going off in different directions.
Right.
Okay.
Mostly just so something like a fireball won't hit everyone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Azlo, how valuable is us being invisible anymore?
It depends on whether we hear and or see people coming after us.
Okay, so you made it to the woods. By that point, you're far enough away that you couldn't clearly see anything happening around the inn in the dark, but you can still hear a little bit of activity off in the distance. If you're waiting there for a few minutes, staying invisible, then you will start to see some movement outside.
I think we need to leave camp.
While we're waiting there, Azlo pulls out like a map, and I don't know if we have a map of the local area at all.
There was something about maps a couple of episodes ago, wasn't there?
Yeah, we were going to buy a map of the area from somebody.
Did you actually buy it?
I don't think that we actually did.
All right.
Azlo, it's obvious that we're not safe here.
Yeah, they're outside and starting to look for us now. We should keep moving.
Do you think us being invisible is more beneficial than moving faster?
The invisibility will stay on until I cast another spell. Are you thinking about you casting another spell?
Yes, so I would like to cast Longstrider on Azlo.
You can only target one person.
So when you cast a spell using a slot, I don't have my 2nd level spell slots yet. But I could burn another level 1 spell and also Longstrider myself. But I am curious from the DM perspective what happens to Azlo when I Longstride him.
Oh, since we made it rocket boots?
Yeah, like for Tokas I get rocket boots. Like how does that work with Azlo? Like what happens? Alright, I'll cast Longstrider on Azlo.
I grow rocket boots.
You're sure you'd rather have the speed than the invisibility?
Well, no, we're not breaking invisibility here.
Oh, you're not?
You are breaking it for yourself because you're casting a spell.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to break his.
Yeah, but you would become visible.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it, because like if we're dashing, if we're running, this is an extra 10 feet of normal run. It's 20 feet when we dash, correct?
Could you long stride both of you and then Azlo recast invisibility after that?
That's true, because Longstrider isn't a concentration spell.
It's not.
It's do or die. You might as well burn him.
Okay. I'm going to use one action to Longstrider Azlo.
Smoke him if you got him.
What happens?
He gets yabba dabba doo legs.
I mean, we could say that you just toss him a spare pair of rocket boots.
That's awesome.
I made these just for you, Azlo.
These are the Mark 1s.
But for some reason it takes me out of invisibility, and then I cast it on myself.
It's the old Nimbus 3000.
Heck yeah.
So I just burned 2 spell slots for this.
Right.
But
For
alright.
staying alive.
So now we're a lot faster.
Yeah.
Considerably faster.
And so now I cast invisibility again on you.
On both of you.
On both of you.
Wait, but I'm just wondering for which spell slot to use. I didn't lose it, though, because he was the one who cast.
But you will if you cast invisibility.
You will,
Oh,
yeah, because
yeah.
you'll
Okay,
cast
cool.
another spell while you're invisible.
All right, invisibility, Longstrider, we run.
And because it's concentration.
And then you just book it. Get out of the country.
Oh, we're rolling.
Yeah.
You're off rollerblading through the woods.
But that is...
That's how that works.
Mechanically, that's... Yeah. Mechanically, though, like, so this bumps me up to 35. What does it bump you up to, Azlo?
35 as well.
Yeah.
Okay. But if we're dashing every turn, that's more like 70.
70.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a big difference between 50 and 70 feet
It's true.
over time.
Especially with an early start.
Yeah.
Also, isn't that going to change our tracks? Won't they see, instead of footprints, they'll see all of a sudden, like, wheel tracks?
I'll have no idea what to make of that.
Yeah. Yep. You got to find a stream and cross it so they lose your scent.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, that's why I was wondering about the map. It's like if I could find a stream or a river nearby, we'd head in that direction, dive in, and make our way out.
Yeah.
I will say there were no major rivers in this region, but you might be able to find a stream if you just go off into the woods somewhere.
Go off into the woods, keep an ear out for babbling water.
So we're rolling. Looking for water.
Okay. You quickly leave the other group behind, out of sight, out of earshot. I mean, they're tracking you, and they're tracking you quickly, but not as fast as you're getting away from them.
Sweet.
Shabba, you're just keeping up with the group. How long are you planning to stick with them all?
As long as it takes for them to either give up or find them.
Okay. If you're trying to find a stream, I'll have you make a nature check.
You could misdirect them.
I tried to misdirect them before, but he overruled me.
Oh, yeah. We could both try to make nature checks even. That would be a 7 for Azlo.
Okay, so Azlo is not sure where any streams might be other than in the woods.
25.
Ooh.
Tokas has a good idea of how water flows.
Yeah.
And judging from the topology here and trying to figure out where the most likely places would be to find water, you guide both of you down through some ravines into the woods well off the path. And happily, you locate a nice stream, 8 feet across and 2 or 3 feet deep at the middle.
All right.
That's deep for us.
So we're going to hop on in that, right?
Yes, we need to hop in and move through it long enough to lose the scent trail without making too much noise.
Right, and then we'll pop out on the other side at some point, either further up or downstream. Are you going to go upstream or downstream?
Downstream leads northwest towards the bay. Upstream would be closer to the town again.
Yeah, you'll move quicker going downstream.
Downstream,
Okay.
yeah. Also easier to move that way. But silence, if I cast silence, it stays in one spot, right? It can't follow us.
Yeah.
Okay, so then no use doing that. We'll just wade in and then just try to move with the current. We could even try to, let the current carry us a little bit too, rather than splashing through it.
Get out your inner tubes and float on.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not that deep, would it be faster for us to, run along the shallows, or... Oh, we don't want to leave tracks. That's right.
I would just be worried about splashing too much.
Yeah, you won't leave tracks if you, grab onto a piece of driftwood and let it float you down. That way they'll lose your tracks and your scent.
Don't we want to swim? Go fast?
I was just going to say we look for a log along the banks or whatever.
Yeah.
You find a decently sized branch that'll at least help support you and dog paddle down the stream.
All right.
Sweet. Make our escape. We're running for it. Made our jailbreak. That was a close one, Tokas.
It's not over yet, Azlo.
Shabba, your team eventually arrives at this stream. The Mount is sniffing around, trying to find the tracks, but it seems as though they've lost the trail here. They go along the stream for a while in both directions, but it doesn't seem like they're finding any sign of them.
I would like to make a ranger check to see if I can tell which direction they went in.
Okay.
That's not too good of a roll. 12?
Nope, they lost you too.
Okay. All right, then I remain silent. Otherwise, I would have misdirected them told them the other way.
After probably 20 minutes of going up and down the stream here, trying to find them, the tracker just says, all right, it seems like they've gotten away. There's no point in sticking around any longer. Let's head back to the inn.
I sigh in frustration. Well, darn it. Isn't that the darndest thing?
The other cultists similarly express frustration.
Those treacherous adventurers, always foiling our plans. Who knows what kind of intel they may have gathered while they were amongst us.
All right, cool it, Shabba. It's okay, relax. Take it easy.
We'll be sure to catch them next time.
Next time, yes, and I hope I'm there to help you catch them a lot.
You're really pushing this, man.
He's already suspicious of you. Are you sure you want to be speaking up this much?
Secretly inside of him. Yes, Azlo, Tokas, yes, good job. Well done.
It only took us, blowing through all our spell slots.
Hey, man. Survival, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Yeah, there were 25 or so people in that room, plus the Mount and the giant guy in the doorway, and who knows what else they had.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to fight, we know. But we weren't supposed to get found out either.
Yeah. It's true. We also got some really valuable intel, too.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
Yes.
We did. But this is not over yet. Shabba's still in deep.
Well, the meeting is closed to all of you now. So there's not really much point in you going back and trying to get into the inn again. But I don't know what else you want to do right now.
If I can stay by the side of the river and no one cares, if people just walk off and head back toward the inn and I just stand there and nobody says anything, then I'll just do that.
One of the people who was in your group says, come on, are you headed back?
I suppose so.
I mean, we're not in the meeting, but you do still have a room there, right?
No, we came late. I came late.
Wait, we?
Okay, alright, I got it.
Actually, you recognize this man.
Really?
Now that you get a closer look at him.
What?
It's
Captain Clapton?
Captain Clapton? What are you doing all the way out here, Captain Clapton?
It's Nibrin? Olaf.
This is Kaust.
Oh, it is Kaust. He was a freaking cultist the whole time.
Oh,
Kaust.
He, however, does not seem to recognize you through the disguise.
Okay, well, I don't acknowledge that.
Kaust. Remind me who Kaust is?
He was the guy that we met up on the road. Kaust and Selena, they're engaged to be married.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Kaust.
So were the two people that I happened to grab to be in my group Kaust and Selena? Or was he just one of the other people walking with us?
He was just one of the other ones with you.
Okay.
It might be better if you don't reveal your identity to him, though, right?
Oh, of course. I'm not going to be like, oh, hey, Kaust, how's it going? No, I'm like, well, I guess I'll come back. I don't see that there's much reason for me to go. I got there too late to get a room. The inn's all full. I don't suppose I could stay with you, could I?
There's not any extra room in my... I already have two staying in my room.
Oh. Well, then I suppose I'll just have to camp out here. I guess.
Be careful. Watch out for any of those bandits.
I certainly will.
I guess I'll see you sometime at the next meeting, maybe.
I suppose so.
And he heads off back towards the town. Everyone else walks away generally towards the town. You are now by yourself.
All right. I kneel down in the grass and I run my fingers through it and I smell it and I say, a hobbit lay here. And the other, their hands were bound. Their bonds were
A red
cut.
sun rises. Blood has been spilled this night.
Blood has been spilled this night.
Tokas and Azlo, if you wanted to guarantee them not smelling you, you probably went downstream for like 15 minutes
Yeah, at least.
before getting out.
Oh, we keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep paddling.
There's no reason to get out until you have to, until there's a waterfall up ahead.
You haven't heard or seen anything from your followers since shortly after leaving the tree line.
Okay.
You are freezing, by the way, because it's the middle of the night in late autumn, and you've been submerged in this water.
How'd you? Azlo, we can't keep this up.
Just 5 more minutes.
I need to reunite with Stripey.
I can't feel my fingers.
Just rub your toes together. It's helping me.
Stripey followed the group that you were in
Okay, I kind of figured.
at a distance and then worked his way around when everyone left.
Okay.
So he followed you back to where you were.
All right. Hey, buddy. Hey, Stripey boy. I give him a little rub and a nuzzle. Man, we're up a creek.
Down a creek?
And that's another pun intended. We've completely lost Tokas and Azlo. Fortunately, the cult has lost them too, and that's what the important part. But we're separated, my friend. We've split the party. What are we gonna do? And Stripey, in his usual perky optimism, squeaks, "Don't worry, Shabba. It'll all work out all right." And then he makes a smell check and tries to help me pull an Aragorn and find out which direction they went.
Okay. This was done specifically to lose the scent, but
Yeah.
you can still try.
All right.
It's also been a lot longer.
Yeah. Stripey makes a smell check with advantage. Wow. That's great. I rolled a 2 and a 6. So I don't think that's going to happen.
Here's a fun idea. We could each figure out separately what we would do, where we would go to try to meet up, and then see if the other person figures it out. Thinks the same thing.
That is a good idea.
Azlo, couldn't you message to see if Shabba's within 200
Message
feet?
does not...
It's only 120 feet.
Yeah.
We'd be able to see him.
Yeah, you're way downstream. So I think that's probably the best idea. You each have to come up with your plan without hearing the other group's plan.
Yep. So
Okay.
why don't I take my ears out? And you guys can... Because I don't have to plan. All I have to do is figure out what I'm going to do. So I'll take my ears out and I'll type it to Thane directly in Discord what I'm going to do. And while you guys decide what you're going to do, and then we can...
And then I'll say what happens.
Yeah, and then he'll say what happens.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. We definitely should not go back to town. That would be a bad idea. Agreed?
Yes, agreed. But we're also freezing.
Yeah, we'll definitely get out of the water, but as far as how to meet up with Shabba again, I think it would either be the campsite, which is probably too close to town, or we just go back up to...
Isn't the campsite compromised? Our smell was all over that. And that's also where we switched to long stride mode.
Yeah. I think it's too close to town. So we go back. We just have to travel back up the road.
Do we know that the meeting was adjourned or not?
We don't know that.
We don't know that the meeting is over, therefore we would assume that Jay is still at the meeting. I think, unfortunately, what we would construe is probably some sort of way to sneak toward... I don't know, like, we want to rendezvous with Shabba.
Yes.
So do we do, like, smoke signal? Do we risk, like, moving toward to where he would be able to range us? I mean, like, how deep do we think this through?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I just think that...
I don't want to metagame is the thing, like, because we do know a little bit about what's going on outside. But, like, what if given no information, all that we know is he's playing along and he's still, for all we know, still in the meeting.
Right.
We might just need to meet him back in Inept. Like, it might be that kind of an extreme.
Well, that's why I'm saying we, like, backtrack our steps. So I think that going back to town, whatever method they were using, they were able to track us really well. Pick up our scent or what, we don't actually know for sure, but they followed us all the way to the stream, we think.
Well, you started running pretty early and you had a good lead on them. So what you could tell was that after the little bit of activity around the inn and they got outside, they were very soon headed straight towards where you were camped.
Right. So they were able to track us somehow. So that being said, going back to town they'd be able to track us again. So I say we backtrack to Conk and hope that he meets us there. We hang out there for like a day, maybe. And then if he doesn't come by then, we go back up to Inept, either by boat or by walking. And then surely he would meet us there.
Okay. I don't have a better plan, so let's go with it.
Okay.
All right. Both groups have decided on their plans.
Well, that was very good timing.
That was perfect timing.
Should we lose our ears?
Yeah, I think I'm going to need more from Jay after this. So you can unplug your ears and just kind of watch the screen, I guess, and I'll gesture. Give you a thumbs up to let you know to come back in.
Alrighty.
So, Shabba.
Yeah.
You set up camp on the opposite side of the stream and have no fire going. You stay there for the full night. And when morning comes, you've not seen or heard anything from them. You head back towards the campsite that you camped at yesterday.
Yeah.
Before the meeting. And you see no sign that they have been there.
Okay. What time of the morning is it? It probably took me maybe an hour to get back, half an hour to get back toward that site.
Yeah, probably close to an hour. So let's say it's like 8 o'clock, 8 or 9.
Okay, 8 or 9. I'm going to wait there. As long as I'm relatively out of sight from the town and the inn and such, I'll just wait there till, I don't know. I guess I'm going to keep waiting there until either I see them or nightfall comes. If night comes and I still don't see them, then not sure what I'll do then. I guess I'll cross that bridge.
Well, it's time to cross the bridge. Because they did not come back to the camp.
Wow. Okay. I guess at this point then I will walk through the town. Throughout the day, did I see people leaving the inn?
You kept your eye out. You saw many people were leaving the inn. Not usually in large groups, but a few people here, a few people there.
Uh-huh.
And several of them passed by where you're camped. So you can just go off into the woods and you'll see them pass by down the road.
Okay.
Whatever was going on with the meeting, it seems like it's pretty much over. You're not sure if everyone left, but most of them definitely.
Okay. Since it's a fairly small town, I probably would have been able to see if they were waiting for me in the town square or whatever, but I'll just do a quick sweep of the town, make sure they're not hanging out somewhere.
Yeah, you look around, you don't find them anywhere.
Okay. Then, if it's nighttime, the only two towns we've been to are Conk and this one. So, we got to the river and I had no idea where they went. So, I might just get a room at the inn, because I don't think I would be able to track them down now.
Okay, so you're going to get a room at the inn?
Yeah, I'm going to go in without my cloak on. I'm going to keep my disguise on for what's left of it, if there is anything left of it, but I'll try to make sure that I'm pretty in the clear as far as cult members go. Wait, so the river that they went down went toward the ocean?
Yeah, that general direction.
That's right. Okay, so the river does flow toward the ocean, and Shabba would know this, and I should have known this sooner. But if they flow down the river, then that's the direction of Conk, right? That's the direction that we came from?
Yes, broadly speaking. It's probably not going to go straight to the town.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna stay the night here, and then in the morning I'm gonna set off for Conk if I haven't crossed paths with them.
Okay. Yeah, you still haven't seen them.
Do we need to switch back to them?
Yeah, I'll switch back. So,
Okay. All right. Switching back.
So, the two of you, did you take a rest that night, or do you just keep on going all the next day and camping before you get to Conk?
I would think that we would rest, because we're freezing cold. We probably want to maybe even build... Oh, we have the bowl of hidden fire. We need to warm up and dry off and everything, and then we're probably exhausted at that point. Although we did take a long rest earlier. But anyway, yeah, I think we would need sleep.
Yeah, you had a long rest, but you didn't have sleep before.
Yeah.
So you've actually been up for close to 48 hours?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you sleep, get your long rest in, and then head off towards Conk. Do you go back to the road first, and then just follow it normally?
I think so, but I think we would do so carefully. I mean, obviously just keeping an eye out as we walk, making sure to keep an eye behind us, see if we, hear anybody coming up, in which case we would immediately go into sneak mode and dive off the road.
You don't run into anyone along the road. You travel all day, and you should be in Conk tomorrow.
Okay.
Set up camp again, go there, and by the next early afternoon, you're back in Conk.
Yeah, I was going to say, we probably take it slow just in case Shabba's trying to catch up with us.
So yeah, you get there early afternoon. Where are you planning to stay in Conk? The only place you visited other than the docks was the Leaky Barrel.
Then I would definitely say we go there. What do you say, Tokas?
I think so.
And you'll wait there how long?
Probably the rest of the day, and then sleep there for the night.
Okay, and the next morning, what would you do the next day?
What do you think, Tokas? I guess he still hasn't shown up.
He hasn't shown up.
Yeah. No Shabba. We need to be in our own country. And I think Shabba's got a firm, malleable, not too squishy brain on his noggin, inside of his skull. Right? I think he's going to eventually figure it out that he has to come home. And we'll be safest there. The cultists might still be looking for us if we stay on this side of the region.
That's true.
Like, as much as I want to reconnect with Shabba and as much as I want to rescue him, we can't rescue him if we're in danger too.
It's very true. We could probably assume that the meeting kept going after we left. He might have even had to, stay and continue to act the part that night and through the next morning. I definitely think we head back. It's just a question of how long we wait.
I'd be willing to wait one more day. I mean, worst case, we could do the whole... I don't know, I'd hate to have to try to escape again. But...
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it one more day.